It's late, it's loose, and it's officially after hours. Welcome to the Mashup After Hours podcast, where anything can happen.
Welcome along to the Mashup After Hours podcast. I am John, joined by the two Claires. Here we are, episode 9. How are we doing?
We're doing good.
Doing good. Just a bit of a heads up that if you hear a croaky voice or somebody who sounds a little bit different, don't worry, we've not swapped the Claires around. One of them actually, you've got a poorly voice, haven't you, Miss Stevens?
Poorly.
Yeah,
Poorly.
Just a little poorly. I would say man flu, but I think this is like the proper flu. It's not like the made up one that blokes just have.
Yeah, I'm currently living off cups of tea at the minute. I had people come up to me earlier like, "Oh, you don't sound good." I'm like, I don't feel good.
Do you feel like...
I hate it when people say that. You don't look very well.
No.
Can you hear my voice? I know. I'm not very well.
But is it worse when they come up to you and go, "Oh, you don't look well," when you don't feel well? Or is it worse when you go, "Oh, you don't look well," and you're like, "Well, I thought I looked well."
Yeah, I felt cracking this morning when I got up.
I was fine.
Do you know what's worse? "Oh, you look lovely today." Why today? Did I not look
Compared
lovely
to all
yesterday?
the other days.
Yeah.
And you then like, what did I do different yesterday? Because I saw you yesterday, and you think it. Just don't say today. Just say you look lovely and leave it. You don't need to say anything else.
Going back to the cup of tea, do you find like now? I mean, I'm at an age. I'm 36. The more tea I'm drinking now means I'm going to the toilet more. I'm having lots more wheeze than I would normally. Is that normal?
It's a diuretic.
Yeah,
it's a diuretic.
Yeah, I mean, I've only just started noticing in the last year or two, but I am going for a lot more wheeze than I normally am. And I'm a tea belly. I love me tea.
But is that the tea or is that just
age? Yeah. Good
or
point.
Is it both?
Yeah, could be. It could be. We'll never know. We need to have a bit of a conversation, ladies, because last week, and I said we'd mention it at the beginning of this week's episode, was what is the aftermath going back to school as a PE teacher? What's it been like?
You know what? It's genuinely, it's been lovely. I've had loads of people come up to me. I've had a few people going, I heard a rumour that you're on TikTok. And I was like, well, I am and I'm not. And they were like, but I'm just making sure it's definitely you. I was like, yes, it's definitely me. So now there's been a lot of...
Is it students or teachers?
It's students, yes. It's all students.
And parents.
Is it parents as well? Yeah. But no, I've had loads of love. I've had some students saying that they've gone back and like watched some old clips. One of their favourites is the electrical box clip where touching the box, risk of death by electrocution and a £20 fine.
It is a good clip.
They found that funny.
It's quite popular.
Genuinely, it's been weird. But there's been a lot of love for it.
Good. Just a reminder then, this week's question of the week, we will revisit it at the end, but you can take part now if you like. What's the weirdest thing you've Googled recently? I will be honest, I've had a few that I've had to filter out from this podcast. There's a few that we cannot possibly mention, even though we have no limitations as a podcast. But I'm quite conscious now, we're very heavily watched from a PG audience. Yeah, it's kind of took a bit of a turn, the podcast. Don't listen to the earlier episodes because they're way, way beyond your age limit.
Hopefully there's
like to point
not
out
a bad
that
confession.
I haven't done anything wrong.
No.
However, John, you did read off a list of words that are not okay.
No.
But on that clip on YouTube,
It does say
ducks, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Just little ducks.
And
That sends my cat
and
absolutely whappy
the
when I play
podcast
the clip.
does say explicit on Spotify as well. So, at your own risk. I mean, to be honest, the kids know more swear words than what we do.
Well, yeah, probably.
They could probably list more than what I did in that list. So, to be fair, thanks for the heart me as well. So this, funnily enough, is from somebody called Too Old for This Shit. So how do you not say it? How do you not say it? Right then. So yeah, question of the week. What's the weirdest thing you've Googled recently? Coming up as well, we've got another confession this week. This one, I think a lot of parents will be able to say, yeah, I can kind of relate to that one. I've got a very interesting audio, and it's not a farting one this week, and head to head. It's it's something more music-based, which I think you'll like. And yeah, all the usual bits and bobs in between. Any questions, anything you want to mention or get involved in throughout, do let us know on TikTok. Or, of course, if you're listening on Catch Up, you can't do that. Ha ha ha.
This is the Mashup After Hours Podcast.
The Earth has now reached half of its total lifespan and will eventually be consumed by the sun.
Ooh.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Positive.
I mean,
The Earth,
you've started...
at roughly 4.5 billion years old, the planet is in middle age and is expected to remain in a stable and habitable state for another 4 to 5 billion years. So we'll be okay.
So we'll be okay for our lifetime.
Yeah. And then for like grandkids and great grandkids and probably great 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 grandkids, they'll be fine.
Yeah. And beyond that, probably.
Yeah.
I think by the time that the world does eventually come to an end, I think our sort of blood and following will have probably been wiped out by then, to be fair.
I was going to say, like, surely we as a species will have been long gone.
We'll probably be extinct, yeah. There won't be no Powells or Stevensons or Stevens running around then, will they? But like, they've moved on. Do you watch a lot of these end of the world films and then instantly worry?
Not really.
No.
I mean, I play a lot of games. And I play The Last of Us, which is a little bit of like an apocalyptic style game kind of thing. And I look at that, and I instead of being worried about it, I'm more, what would I do? Like if that happened, if I genuinely woke up tomorrow and something like that happened, I'm genuinely like, what would I do? Like would I fight it, or would I just go, just come on, get it over and done with? Come bite my arm. But yeah, no, I think I do more of that rather than panic. Yeah,
it's like the 28 Years Later's films. Like, if you've watched them, 28 Days Later, 28 Months, 28 Years, whatever, they do like, a part of me is like, this could never happen. But then a part of me thinking, there's a lot of science now involved in these zombies, apocalyptic films. Obviously, the global warming's a big issue anyway. But then, like The Last of Us is like is it like a virus, like a fungal disease, and it kind of grows out of control and wipes out a lot of people. So it makes you wonder. There's a lot of science. Is this physically possible? Could this actually happen scientifically? Could this happen? And it does get me wondering now. Have you watched the films? It's the one with Gerard Butler in, and it's like the end of the world. Greenland, I think it's called. It's a cracking end of the world film. And it's one of those where a lot of scenarios happen, and it's not so much about the world ending, which it is. It's about a load of asteroids coming to Earth, and one really big one that's going to wipe out quite a lot of people. And a lot of them have to selectively being sent to Greenland to survive into this bunker. And obviously they've handpicked scientists and like geniuses basically that'll help rebuild generations. But there's a lot of science in that, and it gets you thinking like, what would you do in this scenario? Is it possible? What would happen? But the film focuses on how people respond rather than the actual impact and the devastation it'll have. It's about how people respond to those scenarios. And I think there's a lot of things it touches on where it makes you think it's quite realistic. This could happen. I mean, you watch things like, is it 2012? I think that was like a disaster film. Armageddon, if you want to watch things like that, there is a lot. But a lot of them, I don't know. I think they point a lot of things to say, actually, could be possible if we carry on the way we are. So, yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. 4.5 billion years is a long time. Yes. We'll definitely not see the end of that. But they do say, global warming, if you watch a lot of David Attenborough programs like Planet Earth and stuff, that highlights a lot of issues that's happening to wildlife and habitats and stuff like that. It is scary stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you remember years ago when everyone was like, the world's ending, the world's ending, the world's going to end on such and such?
That's happened multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
Year 2000, there was going to be like this Y2K thing. And
and then there was the Hadron Collider. That they're like, it's going to be a black hole, and we're all going to get sucked into this black hole, and everyone that world will end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what, though? I think I'm always a bit like, well, if it happens and like it sucks me in or whatever, I'm not going to know about it.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to live beyond that to be like, oh yeah, this happened, or am I just going to be gone?
Yeah.
In all honesty, so when I mean, it's something I'm actually going to come on to in a bit, but when Russia went into Ukraine, and obviously there was a lot of talk about like nuclear warfare and things like that, and then loads of people were like, well, what would you do if Putin did actually sort of pull the trigger and send a nuclear bomb to England? And someone I work with put it in the most perfect way. Says you wouldn't have time to do anything. There would be a really, really bright flash. He says, if I could, I'd kiss my husband, I'd kiss my son, and then that would be it.
Yeah.
And that's how quick it would go. There wouldn't be enough time to panic and run. It would just be done.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be like, oh no, the world's ending, I need a bacon sandwich, or something like that. You wait.
I mean, I asked the question the other day, actually. I asked Megan, I says, what would you do if you got told that the world was going to end in a week? What would you want to do in that last week of your life? And I think it's really hard because you'd be panicking, you'd be quite upset, you'd be nervous, you'd be very anxious, and I think you'd go through all the emotions that maybe, possibly, majority of us will probably waste that last week. Some of us will just go like, and you've seen like the Purge and things, people will just go absolutely bonkers, won't they? And it'll become a nightmare. But it is a conversation that people have a lot of. I mean, you watch these documentaries that these Armageddon people that think like, they've built bunkers in the back garden and they've got shelters and they've stocked up on food for the rest of their lives and they believe that the world's going to end. And if they do, they've got somewhere to go. So there are,
and in COVID, they stocked up on toilet roll.
Well, yeah.
Got that toilet roll
the thing is, we're British. You tell us we're going to get a bit of snow and we go panic shopping, don't we? Like,
buy all the pasta.
We would be the most.
Bread, the pasta,
we would be terrible at it.
During COVID, I got shouted at by a Tesco worker because of toilet roll. Because I went in and there was literally only one type of toilet roll pack left, and it was a big pack of like 12 or something like that. And I took it to the tills because I literally did not have a single roll left in my house. And I paid for it, and she was like, can I just ask, how many people do you live with? And I went, oh, it's just me and my other half. And she was like, and you're buying all of that? How selfish are you? And I was like,
wow, I
have no other options, and I need toilet paper. Like
I'm not using a sock.
No, I'm like, this is not me stockpiling. I can only get a pack of 12. I want to get a pack of 4. I can't. But she literally in the middle of the shop, like proper had a go at me, and I was just like, it's toilet roll.
There were limits on everything, though, wasn't there? Like even like pasta and sauce, and like just so many things.
Flour was a big thing.
Everything was so limited. And I always look back at that sort of time period, and it seems so far away, but it isn't that far away. And I've kind of forgotten about it. It's like a trauma that you just forget about. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about it the other day. I can't remember why, actually. And I was saying what's weird is I still remember driving home, pulling up on my drive. And I normally listen to my music from my phone in my car. But for whatever reason, I pressed a button and it had gone to the radio. And the radio, it was the news saying, Boris Johnson has just announced that schools are going to close on Friday. They're calling off GCSEs. And I remember sprinting into the house, turning the TV on and being stood in the living room just like, I can't believe this. And I rang a friend and I was like, they've already cancelled GCSEs and we're in like May. Like what? Like surely it's not going to go on this long. Like I genuinely because I think initially it was 4 weeks, was it?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, of course it won't be any more than 4 weeks because I didn't think we'd go into lockdown. I couldn't comprehend how big of an issue it was.
Yeah.
And then it all happened so fast. And and then you think, you used to stand in a queue for an hour outside of Tesco's and you had to go around all the aisles and all this stuff. And it's like, it was crazy.
It was
crazy times.
Do you not do that now? Do you not go down every aisle in the supermarket?
So if I'm doing my big shop, yes, I love going for a wander. But I remember I just needed to get milk. And the milk was at the opposite end, and I had to go up and down the aisles behind everyone else in the queue just to pick up a 4-pinter of milk. And I was like, can I not just skip an aisle? And they were like, no, you genuinely not allowed.
I just had this really weird vision of Claire Powell just going in just for the loaf of bread, but going down every aisle just to go and get it.
Do you know what what though? Because we do, I think I've told you this, we do our shop together.
Yeah.
And even if we don't need anything down the aisle, we go down every aisle.
Like a maze. A one-way system in and out.
Absolutely.
You have a certain way around the shop though as well, don't you? I bet you go to the same aisles first and have the same route.
Yeah.
But sometimes we'll go like, so occasionally we'll go down an aisle, be like, oh, we don't need anything, turn around and go back. And then we go down the next aisle. But I think last week we went down the aisle to the end and then down the next one the wrong way. And I was like, oh, I don't like this. I was like, we're going down the wrong way. I don't like this. We can't do that.
It's all on the wrong side.
Yeah. I hate the people when you're going down one way and they're coming the other way. It throws me off big time. It does my head in. Going back, though, to the 4.5 billion years until the end of the world, I think the ending we should keep that on is, and they say this all the time, is that the most dangerous species are humans. We're damaging the earth. We're causing the wars. We are the most dangerous people on this planet. Forget about crocodiles, dangerous spiders, snakes, whatever else we've got. We are the most dangerous species. So a very interesting one. And going back to the Ukraine and Russian war, it's 4 years today since the war started, isn't it?
One of the things that I'm going to talk about in a bit.
Yeah, well, we'll keep that then for later on.
You are listening to The Mashup After Hours Podcast.
Shall I go next and line up a little bit?
Yes, please.
Right, so imagine popping out for a coffee and leaving as the richest person on earth. You might have heard about this.
I think I heard this.
So that's exactly what happened to Sophie Downing in Nottingham. She popped into a 200 degrees coffee shop with a £10 gift card, planning to grab a matcha latte. But when she got her receipt, it showed she still had 63 quadrillion left in pounds left to spend. Staff were just as confused, with one saying they'd never seen anything like it. Sophie found it hilarious, even sent a photo to her partner, who thought it was brilliant too. The coffee chain later explained it was a technical error. The gift card number had been entered into the till instead of the balance, making it look like she had an absolutely ridiculous amount of money. Sadly, the fortune wasn't real. She was only charged for her drink, and the card still had its normal balance. But that would have been amazing if it was the other way around and it was the actual balance and they were putting money on. Could you imagine that person wouldn't have just been sacked? Like that staff member would have been...
I mean, that is a lot of money. A heck of a lot of money.
I don't think I've ever seen...
if you're only allowed to spend it in a 200 degrees coffee shop.
I don't even know how many...
Any coffee, just that one.
I don't even know how many numbers, zeros, a quadrillion has. I mean, I've only ever seen really a million written down in number form. I've never seen a quadrillion, so I couldn't imagine. I mean, I've seen a photo of the lady...
How many zeros is a billion?
7. Is it? We're all questioning it now. Oh, I'm going to have to Google this, aren't we?
No, because a billion is 100 million. No, it's not. Oh, God. Go on, John. Put us out of our misery.
So how many zeros in a quadrillion? Are you ready for this? Way more than I thought. So a quadrillion has 15 zeros. So that's quite a lot of money.
It's a little bit.
You hear about millionaires and billionaires. You don't hear about quadrillionaires, do you? Like, it's not... No. Yeah, but that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Sophie did say she enjoyed being the richest woman in the world on paper while it lasted, though she admitted she'd have preferred that balance at the supermarket instead. I mean, that's shopping forever, isn't it? Like, that's luxury shopping every week and beyond. I don't think you can
go to Waitrose.
I think you could probably buy. Yeah, if you go into Lidl or Aldi, that'd probably be the entire stock from the shop. To be fair,
you own Aldi.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I just thought it was really funny, and a bit of humour there. Has anything ever happened like that to you guys? You ever been and like had a gift card and then come out with more money, or given somebody cash and then like it was like £18 and then they give you a tenner back?
I worked in retail one time, and someone, I scanned everything through, and I was like, oh, that's £100. They were paying on the card, so I typed it in, blah, 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 turned it round. They, like, put the card in, because it was before, like, contactless and stuff, so they put the card in, blah, blah, blah. And they went, and then at the end of the day, my manager was like, "Yeah, you do realise you charged them 1,000, not 100." I was like,
No.
Wow.
"Oh, I'm so sorry." I was like, "Yeah, but they didn't check."
They would have known when they'd got the bank statement.
Yeah, but it's all the zeros, isn't it? Yeah. Because then you have to put like, so you put 100, and then you have to do the 00, like the dot 0,
yes,
0,
you do,
0.
yeah.
So there's a lot of zeros. So yeah,
yeah.
I was just
Scamming
like,
people.
I was like, but yes, okay, I might have got it wrong, but they should have checked.
Yeah. I remember giving somebody like £20 for something and it was like £18 whatever. So you expect like £1 whatever where it were in change and they give you a tenner back. But me being me, I just kind of put it in my pocket and thought, I'm not going to say anything because that's what you do. You know,
I had years ago, and we were at a pub, and I bought a drink and I paid for it with a fiver. But then I got given a fiver plus change back, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I did give her £10.
Yeah.
Like fair enough. Like put it in my purse." I went back, got another drink, gave her the same fiver, the same thing, £5 back plus the change, and I was like, I definitely didn't give £10. I don't have any £10. And then I did it a third time, same thing. I walked out of that pub after having 3 drinks, more better off than what I was when I went in. It was the best night ever.
I could imagine, yeah.
That did happen to me when I was a kid. I'd gone to get some sweets and I gave her a 5 and we were obviously chatting and she had the 5 in her hand and was getting the change and then she gave me the 5 and the change. But because I was a kid, because I was young, I didn't say anything and I was like, oh, banging. So
yeah. Times are hard. I mean, people are doing this less and less now, I imagine, you know, not giving the correct change and then, keeping it and then...
Talking about money as well. So I must have been about 7. And it was one evening and I was sat on the stairs and my mum was like, what are you doing? And she was like, what have you got there? And I said, oh, I've got a £50. And it was all in £10 notes. And she's like, where did you get that from? And then I was like, oh, my friend gave it me. So she rang up her mum and she said, are you missing some money out of your purse by any chance? She's like, yeah, Claire's got it. And then I had to give it back.
Oh, wow.
Why? What?
But she just wanted to give me 50 quid. And obviously, when you're 7, it's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I've got all this money. What am I going to do with it?
Yeah,
50 quid's a lot of money now if you want to give it me.
Yeah.
It's nothing to you. I'll have 50 quid.
So I have an example. I had a takeaway delivered a few years ago, Chinese, I think you were. And the lady obviously came, brought the Chinese food, and I gave her the cash, and she gave me like £20 back. And I'm thinking, well, that's not right, but I'm not going to say it, put it in the pocket. 2 weeks later, she came to the house asking for the money back. She's like, I've not been paid my wages because I didn't get the right change from you. And I'm like, well, how do you know it was from me? It could have been from any of your deliveries. She's like, no, it's from you. I'm like, well, why don't you say it there and then? So we had a bit of like a to and fro-ing. I ended up giving it because I felt really guilty in the end, but I think anything now, that's not my fault. No. So theoretically, she shouldn't have left if it weren't the right money. So there's an argument to be had there. But me, being the man that I am, being a gentleman, I gave it because I felt really guilty because she had not been paid her full wages. But it does happen. It does happen. It's like when they put price tags now in shops. In fact, it's not a now thing. It's been around forever. If it's got the wrong label on it, then theoretically, if you go to the till and it scans more, you've got to sell it for the price that's actually on the item. That's how it works.
We went shopping, and so we'd gone to Morrison's.
Yeah.
And there was one thing that was like not on any offer, and it was quite, it was £1 more, but it was, we were like, no. Anyway, walked round, went to another section of the shop, and it was on more card, £1 less. So we were like, let's put them in, but wait until we get to the till. And then when we got to the till, it was coming up as a more expensive price. And we were like, nah, it says over there. I can tell you exactly where it was. But, when you're just like, yes, it's £1, but every little helps.
It does.
No, I literally did Morrison's, but... No, I did it on Advent calendars last year. Like Asda was doing an offer, and it was like Advent calendars for £3. Sorry, £1 each, and I bought 3, but then it was like, oh no, the offer's only on one of them. I was like, can you show me where on that big A4 sign that you've just put up saying £1 with your rewards card that says just one per customer. And he was like, oh, it doesn't. I was like, if it's not £1 each, I'll only have one. I'm like, I'm not interested in the others. Like, I'm not spending like £2.50 on an advent calendar. And he ended up doing it, and he was proper grumbling about it. He was really mad about it. And I was like, look, I'm not forcing you to do it. I was saying that I'll only have one, but what I am saying is that isn't what your sign says.
Yeah.
Your sign says that it's £1 with the offer, like.
I will tell you the most annoying thing about working in retail, though, is when something hasn't got a barcode on and someone says, oh, is this free? No, Mary, it's not free. It's just...
Damn it, Mary.
Fallen, the barcode sticker has fallen off, gone on the floor. It is not free.
Simmer down, Mary. Simmer down.
Chili beans.
Stay tuned. More from the Mashup After Hours podcast coming up.
As I sort of teased earlier, mentioned earlier, it is 4 years on since the start of the Russian invasion into Ukraine, and it's obviously it's still a very scary time.
Yeah.
I remember when it first happened, worrying and going, I genuinely think we might end up going to war here, and it might be World War III. And I have met a lot of people that have come over from Ukraine. Because they've been like running away from the violence and stuff, and there's been a hell of a lot that it really makes you question sort of humanity and what's happening. However, I have found something which I thought was so heartwarming, and it just shows that human nature and human kindness is still a thing. So there's a retired silversmith. He has spent 18 months supplying thousands of candles to war-damaged areas of Ukraine. So what he has been doing is he has been collecting candles from churches, shops, so like the burnt down stuff. He's been melting it all down. He's been recycling it. He's been putting them into what looks like sort of paint cans, and he's actually making makeshift stoves for those that are in areas of Ukraine that have got no power, they've got no heating, they've not got no gas, nothing, and he's creating these little stoves so people can have light, people can have some heat because of how it radiates heat, and people can cook, can have a hot meal, because there's so many people obviously that don't have that. So yeah, he has done thousands upon thousands of these candles that he's been sending to people that need them the most.
Wow.
And it is such a simple act, and yet it's going to mean so much to those who get it. So Mark Stevens, his name is.
Do you not find that though, that in times of like war and when there's something like that, and the times when something is really happening, there's always some kindness, and I think they need to do that on the news more, because the news is so depressing, but there are nice things happening everywhere, all over, and I feel like they need to focus on them more.
Yeah, I think the issue with the news now is what's going to get us more likes, what's going to get us more shares, what's going to get us
Exactly.
what's
all
going to
like
get the
propaganda
clicks.
and stuff, isn't
Clickbait,
it?
isn't it? A lot of it.
Is. So much clickbait out there. I do feel that, I mean, going back to COVID, I know we spoke about it a lot, but during those lockdowns, I think it became very, very clear that we were struggling, like on average, mental health as a nation was struggling. And that's when the acts of like what Captain Tom was doing when he was walking around his garden and stuff. And that was nice, because that made people's days. Like, they didn't really have much to be happy about on those days. And little things just warm your heart and go, oh, it's all not doom and gloom sometimes.
And then all the cards he got for his 100th birthday from everybody.
So sweet.
Like,
I mean, it's a shame his daughter kind of tarnished his legacy.
His legacy, but yeah.
The less we say about that, the better, I think.
Yeah. Have I told you about the story about me and Zelensky?
No?
No? Okay, so I'll tell you. So we went to Devon a couple of years ago, just for a little holiday, and I was sat watching the kids playing on the beach, and there was these two elderly ladies. I could see them, like, not too far away, but close enough for me to be able to see them. And they kept looking and looking at us, sat on this bench. They were talking and doing as they normally do. And then after a few minutes, I'm looking around and just looking at the kids on the beach, minding my own business. And one of them comes up to me and she gets in my face and kind of goes, "Oh my God, I thought you was the president of Ukraine." I'm like, hold on a minute. What? I don't look anything like Zelensky.
You a little bit.
I mean, to be fair, I wearing combat shorts and a green T-shirt. But my argument were, there's a war going off in his country. He would not be sat on a Devon beach watching the kids play, would he? While that's happening over there. I'll let him get on with it. I'll go to Devon and have a bit of a break. I just thought it was so funny, to be fair. Very interesting. Yeah. But no, I mean, going back to the war, I mean, it's 4 years today, like we've said. Which sounds like a lot to us, but it must feel like a lifetime for the people that are involved.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just one of those wars where I don't think anyone's going to submit and be done with it. It's just going to go on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's quite scary.
Unfortunately, I think you're right there.
It reminds me of, there's a saying that says, when the power of love overtakes the love of power, the world will know peace.
Yeah.
And it is, honestly, it's power. It's, it's all this, well, I can go one better. I can do this and I can do that. And I want that country and I want that land. And
yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And it's kind of like
I said, going back to the earlier conversation, we are the most dangerous species on this earth. It's quite scary, isn't it?
It's time for a battle of brains, pride, and pure chaos. This is the Head-to-Head.
I'm mixing things up this week. So, like I said, it's an audio-based quiz. Don't worry, no farting in this one. It's not as disgusting, so if you're eating your tea, you can carry on eating it. This one is basically a real or tribute game. I'm going to play you 5 clips of 5 performers performing, and all you've got to try and do is figure out whether it's the real McCoy or whether it's a tribute of that person.
God, I'm going to struggle with this.
They're all live performances as well to make it even extra interesting. So don't forget, some performers, as good as they are, bigger the megastar, they're not always as good live as what you hear in a studio. So these are all raw live performances. So all I need to know is whether they're real or tribute. Okay? There's 5 altogether. And of course, you get to hear them. So we're going to start off with a bit of Elton John. Is it real or is it a tribute?
Without your smile, this torch will always carry for our nation's golden child.
There you go. That's clip number 1, real or tribute. Okay. Number 2, we're going over to his mate George Michael now, but is it real or is it a tribute?
Maybe this time is forever. Say it can be. Oh, I will be your father figure. Put your tiny hand in mine. I will be your Peter teacher. Anything you have in mind.
Ooh, tough one, that one, isn't it? Don't forget, these are all live. They could be just really terrible live performers. Number 3, real or tribute. It's Cher next. Ooh, some you get a little bit longer than others, but some of them, they're just enough to tease whether it's real or fake. Number 4, it's Mr. Bublé.
Oh, you say you're lonely. You cried the whole night through. Well, you can cry me a river. Cry me a river. I cried a river over you.
Ooh, that one's a good one. Okay, final one then, real or tribute. We're going to spice up your life for this next one. There you go.
Love a bit of Spice Girls.
Yeah, but were they real or was it the tribute? That's the question.
Find out, won't we?
We're going to find out. Have you got 5 answers down? Are you confident?
I've got 5.
Okay, so first one was Elton John. Real or tribute?
Tribute.
I gone tribute.
It's the real McCoy, that one.
Oh.
Is actually performing at Diana's funeral that particular time, Princess Diana. Next one was George Michael. Real or tribute?
Real.
Oh, I went real.
It's fake, actually.
Just going well. I hope you got a tiebreaker.
Yeah, no. Question number 3 was real or fake? Cher.
Real.
I went tribute.
It was tribute.
Yes.
Michael Bublé. This next one was really, really good. Was it the real Bublé or was it tribute Bublé?
I put tribute, but I think it might be real.
I put tribute.
It is a tribute. Very good tribute as well. And then final one was the Spice Girls. Real or tribute?
Tribute.
Real. Ooh.
Ooh, this could be the decider.
This could even it up.
It is real Spice Girls. So tot them up, what we got?
1.
Oh, there you go. We've got a distinct winner, which means episode 10, Miss Powell. Episode 10 will definitely be me versus you for the final head-to-head. Shall we have a confession?
Oh,
Yes, please.
Step inside. It's safe here. Mostly. Anonymous confessions, cringy moments, and stories you can't unhear. Welcome to the Confession Booth.
Right, like I said earlier on, this particular confession, I think a lot of parents can probably, relate to this one, to be fair. So let's start it. So the confession says, Dear John and the Clays, I told a small lie to protect my child's feelings and it has completely spiraled out of control. So our goldfish died, properly died, floating, no coming back, the whole situation. She says, panic set in. My child loved that fish, slept with the tank light on, said goodnight to it. I couldn't face the meltdown. So I did what any sleep-deprived parent would do. I told them that the fish had been taken to live in a special pond with other fish.
Standard.
Crisis avoided, at least she thought. The next day, they asked if the fish liked its new friends, and I said yes. They asked if it had a favourite rock. I said probably. They asked if it would visit. I said maybe. Then it escalated. They started drawing pictures to send to the pond. We now have weekly pond updates I must provide. Last week, they asked what the pond's address was so we could visit. Visit, she's put in capitals. And yesterday, completely out of nowhere, they said, when you get old, will you go to the special pond too? I am now emotionally committed to maintaining a fictional aquatic retirement village. I don't know when the truth becomes more traumatic than the lie. All I know is I've invented an afterlife for a goldfish and I'm too deep to get us out. It's a very interesting one.
It's just like, oh, the cat or the dog's gone to live on the special farm.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the parents don't find
it's really cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite nice. It's adorable. But it will get to a point where the lies will need to stop. It's like
the things that it's children are so inquisitive, aren't they? And they ask like loads of questions. I think that's where, I think obviously saying that's fine. I saw something years ago, and it said that a parent had said, when you lie, a little light comes on your forehead. So she said, it's really great because every time they lie, they go like this.
Yes.
The hand on the forehead. So she's like, I know that they're lying because the hand's on the forehead. So I think sometimes it's difficult though, because I think saying something like that is quite nice. But then obviously you don't know what the kids are going to come out with, do you?
But what this parent's got yet to do, I'm assuming, is have the conversation about Santa not being real, and then this conversation, which could be more upsetting than the Santa not being real conversation.
What do you mean Santa's not real?
That conversation, I'm assuming, has happened in your house, John.
Oh yeah, it's definitely happens. Yeah.
How did that go? Because my mum and dad properly copped out of that conversation with me because they made my sister do it.
Really?
Yes, they sent my sister in to make sure that I understood that Santa wasn't real. And the irony is, I genuinely knew at that point, but I thought if I told mum and dad, then I wouldn't get as many presents. So I just kept it going with my mum and dad. But they sent my sister in because they didn't want to have that conversation with me.
Yeah.
So how did it go in your house?
So we had two very different conversations because my youngest one kind of sussed it out over the years. Why do you always make us go to bed Christmas Eve and then you come bringing all the presents down? She's not daft. But the eldest one, when she found out, it was more of her friends telling her that they'd had the conversation and they knew that it wasn't real. And she was mega distraught. Like, I'm so upset. Like the proper, one of those faces, one of those scenarios. And obviously we're like, oh no, it's fine, and it's kind of not real. But yeah, I'm glad that you found out this way, sort of thing. It's a difficult conversation, isn't it?
Listening to this who hasn't yet had that conversation.
I mean, to be fair, if they are, and they're probably...
Claire's going to get them all tomorrow. It's going to be like me.
Yeah, legally, they shouldn't even be on TikTok until they're 16. So, to be fair, let's have that conversation. But no, it's a tough one. I mean, we make elaborate lies up. We don't want kids, especially young kids, to be heartbroken over the death of anything, really, even if it is a goldfish. Because kids don't take it the same way that we do. But yeah... It's
they always say don't lie.
Yeah.
Your parents bring you up not to lie, but you're like, well...
We lie all the time. Don't we? We're terrible. We say...
When I found out about Santa, it was a family friend who told me. I was 8, I was mortified. And I kept being like, no, you're not, that's not true.
Yeah.
And then... the next day we were going to like an auntie or uncle's or something, and I asked my mum and dad, and they were like, yeah, it's been us. And I'm like, oh. And I don't think I was upset. I just think I was questioning life.
Yes.
I think I was like, at the age of 8, I was just like,
how many more lies have they told me? Yeah.
And then the tooth fairy. So my mum was like, so I was like, oh, great, thanks.
Yeah.
Great. What else?
The lie about the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, Santa, anything else?
But I have to say, we do still get stockings.
Yes.
And we've always had separate wrapping paper to our normal presents, but also separate wrapping paper to each other in our stockings.
I like that.
So I don't know how much wrapping paper was consumed, was bought, because...
Consumed? Hold on, what do you do with your wrapping paper? Eat it.
I don't mean consumed, yeah. But like, I'm 34. Right, my sister's 36. So, it's been many, many years. And it's still... Yeah.
So I think the question is here, when does a lie stop becoming a lie in a very elaborate story that you've made up? I mean, this has gone beyond... I mean, I probably didn't expect the kid to be so inquisitive over the lie.
Yeah.
And obviously...
how old is that kid? And also...
35 now.
I suppose she's got to be careful. I suppose she's got to be careful as well if she's told other family members that the fish has died, and then this kid goes and says, I mean, I've got a suggestion for the confessor to potentially get out of the weekly pond updates. How about the goldfish goes travelling in the ocean, and when they're travelling, they don't have access to the internet. They won't be able to communicate, so they might not be able to speak for a while because they're off travelling, seeing all the various different wonders of the ocean. You can tell she's a teacher. And then after, I'm sure after a few months, because they're not doing it every week, after a few months they probably will forget. But yeah, the fish is going travelling.
I have an even better solution.
Just get a new one.
Well, just let them listen to this podcast, and then we'll have kind of broken the news to the poor kid.
Broken their poor little heart.
I know, yeah, we'll be the bad guys. But that's maybe what she's done. She's maybe turned it onto us for us to be the villains in the story. Yeah, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Let's move on.
And here we see the majestic silverback, emerging from the dense undergrowth. Notice how the younger males keep their distance, respecting the troop's hierarchy.
Oh, David, sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt you there. Sorry, I'm not a silverback. It's not very nice, mate.
I was referring to a gorilla.
Well, this gorilla's got 3 hours of bangers to play, so grab your binoculars and move over, Sir Speaks-a-Lot. You've had enough limelight, it's my turn now. Honestly, you OAPs, you get discounted licence fees and you still want more.
This is highly irregular.
And so's playing ABBA and Arctic Monkeys, but that's what we do here. John's Weekend Mashup, live every Sunday from 9am on Craig's Radio.
And here we see the radio host, fumbling with the buttons. Truly a magnificent display of confusion.
So mine is actually about something that happened on Sunday evening. So the BAFTAs was Sunday evening, and there has been a little bit of controversy with some of the stuff that's happened. I don't know if you've seen this. One of the films that was nominated was a film called I Swear. Have you heard about this film?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've seen lots of clips of this and it looks phenomenal. It tells an amazing story. For those who don't know what it is, it's a bio picture about someone who has Tourette's, and it's all about how he managed to get himself a job despite the fact that he has lots of verbal and physical Tourette's. And it's also sort of following on his journey to found the charity that he now found, which is all to do with supporting those that have got Tourette's. And because this was nominated, obviously they had lots of people from the cast, but then they also had this gentleman, I think his name's John Davison, and they had him there. Now, they did say to the audience, we do have someone here that's got Tourette's. He might have some verbal tics, might have some verbal outbursts. Like, please don't worry about it. Don't be offended. The issue has come from when some of the people that were on stage, in particular Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, who are both black actors, they were on stage doing whatever they were doing, and this gentleman with Tourette's has shouted some racial slur as part of one of his tics, and it's really, really split people. Because obviously there is a lot of people that are very offended with what's been said, and I completely understand why. And then there's other people going, he genuinely, he cannot help it. So I think there's a little bit of a debate at the moment of when do we draw a line of what's appropriate and what's not appropriate?
Yeah.
Because then it's like leaning into the fact of, well, yeah, I get they've got a medical condition, but there is still right and wrong kind of thing, and people need to be punished for right and wrong. So I just kind of wondered, like, do you think that this gent shouldn't have been in the audience because it's a live audience? Do you think that they've almost set him up to fail? I
think that's the big question I was going to ask, to be fair. What protection is in place for this person with this disability? It's kind of putting him on the spot, saying he might say something, don't be offended if he does, and then he's then done said something, and now there's this rigmarole about it.
How did the two people on stage react?
From what I understand, in particular, Michael B. Jordan is quite upset by it.
The thing is, it's really difficult, isn't it? Because, like, if that was... Now, I heard there was a little clip from The Last Leg about something, and someone was saying, why do we always let, like, a little child or, like, an elderly person get away with things? So, like, oh, yeah, don't worry, she's 90 years old, don't worry, she might be a bit racist, but she's 90, it's fine. Or, like, oh, he's only a child, he doesn't know right from wrong yet. It's like, but that's just passing the blame onto something else. But I don't know, with this it's really difficult, isn't it? Because he's got every right to be there,
correct,
just as much as everybody else.
It's literally it's his creativity that has made this. Absolutely. And it's difficult now as well, isn't it? Because we live in such a world where people get offended over how you breathe. You breathed too deeply, I'm offended, you know, and all this, and it is really tricky. I don't know
what you do, but
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think whoever someone needs to defend him and say, look, it's not his fault. Like, this is a genuine thing that he's got.
Yeah.
He obviously doesn't mean anything by it. It's just what he's facing.
Yeah. And from what I understand, this person is absolutely heartbroken and devastated
I can imagine.
that this has come out. And I've even seen people on the opposite side of things that have criticised the BBC because the BBC bleeped it. So when they kind of, because obviously it's shown live, and then after, because it happened a few times, after the first one, I think the BBC went, right, we need to delay this by about 5 seconds. So if something else happens, we can cut the audio.
Because didn't they film it slightly earlier in the evening?
So it was still done live. So the first one did go live on TV, but then they delayed it by 5 or so seconds, and then they managed to mute when it happened again later in the show. But then they've been criticised for doing that. Because then they're saying, look, this man can't help it. You're showing what tics actually are and things like that. It's so difficult.
It is, yeah.
For me personally, I really, really feel for the bloke. And like I've taught students that have got Tourette's. There was a bloke that had Tourette's that used to work in a shop near me and stuff like that. Like, for me personally, I'm not used to it by any means, but it doesn't bother me. Once I've kind of gone, oh, they're ticking, okay, like, leave it. But then on the flip side, because of what was being said, it's one of those of, could somebody say something that would upset me to my core in one single word?
Yeah.
And the answer is possibly not. And that isn't a criticism of those two actors that have been upset by it. It's just that I don't feel like there is something that someone could say in a single word that would upset me like using the N-word would upset them.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was already a warning. They'd already said, look, there's someone with Tourette's. If they hadn't said that, and like you didn't know, and then that happened, maybe, I mean, I still think obviously he's got every right to be there. But also, is by saying there's a guy with Tourette's here, is that drawing attention to it? Is that, because you wouldn't say, oh, Claire's in the audience.
But you might.
You know, you wouldn't say, oh,
you might love me that much.
But Mary's over there.
God damn it, Mary.
Stop it, Mary.
But you know what I mean? They wouldn't say, oh, and today we've got like Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
So it's like, I kind of think, well, if that's a big film and you're there for the BAFTAs, you kind of know what to expect.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I do
like
understand them sort of bringing attention to it, just because obviously there's certain things, especially if you've been multiple times before, there's certain things that you expect the room to be full quiet. And if somebody's talking, I know it's like in a cinema. If someone's talking in a cinema, I'm like, no, this is supposed to be a quiet space. Please stop talking.
Even if you're whispering.
Yeah. On the flip side, if I was sat in a cinema and someone went, I'm really sorry, I've got Tourette's, I might make some verbal tics, it wouldn't faze me that they're making noise. So I do understand them saying, hey, we have got someone in the audience that might do this. Like, I get that.
It's like pointing the obvious out, isn't it? I feel like I've lived under the rock a little bit because it's the first time I've heard about this. I kind of do live under the rock until it comes to Sundays, and then I have to research what's happened in the week for the show. But I mean, it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. And I'm surprised that Michael B. Jordan's gotten upset about it. I understand. Whatever it would have been said, it would have been offensive, and obviously, I can understand the upset, but he's an actor, a very well-known actor, and he should know better, sort of scenario. Like, I don't know.
And the guy who's got Tourette's, he must feel awful.
I'm assuming he's apologised and stuff as well.
Significantly.
He didn't mean to say it. But what can you do? Like, obviously it's already been said and it's out there, but it was a tick. It wasn't necessarily him saying it.
No, it's an interesting one, that one. I was just going to jokingly swear and F and Jeff, but bleep it. But I don't have the noise to do it.
Can't find the bleep.
No, I can't find the bleep, so I'm not going to risk it. But yeah, interesting that one, Claire. I will definitely keep my eyes posted on that one.
Don't go away. You are with The Mashup After Hours Podcast.
So this one's a bit lighter hearted.
Okay.
A shopping centre in Wales has the best loos in the UK. It's official. They've won best loos in the UK award.
Lovely. I do like a good loo, though. I do like a good loo.
Yes.
I don't know what makes it the best loo, but apparently there's more than 1,500 toilets that were in the...
Is it one that you have to pay for to get in?
I don't think so. It's in a retail...
So most likely
centre.
free then.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Because what makes me laugh is the ones that you have to pay are normally the most grimmest, most disgusting toilets, aren't they?
I mean, don't even get me started on paying for
In London,
toilet.
ridiculous.
Everywhere.
Like £1 for a wee.
I'm sorry, but why?
Yeah.
There are, I mean, not obviously, I don't want to go into this and bring it completely down, but there are a lot of people who have like
Medical conditions.
Yes.
medical conditions,
Yeah, for sure.
and last time I went shopping, I was with my mum, and then I was like, oh, they've changed these toilets, you have to pay, and a woman was going through, she was like, just come through with me. And when we went to Skegness a couple of years ago,
On the seafront, near the clock tower. Disgusting.
yeah, and there's some toilets that you have to pay like 40p for,
Yeah.
and someone went through and she just held the door open with it, and there was this whole queue. And everyone just went in.
Everyone just going in.
They walked in and then just held the exit button.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And they're
yeah,
disgusting.
You shouldn't have to.
They're
You
horrible
shouldn't
in
have
there.
to. And then you feel like you can't sit down.
Are you a public toilet users? Do you use them if you need them, or do you just think, I'll just wait till I get home?
Well, I try not to. It depends.
Yeah.
It's one of those where if I need the loo, I'll go to the loo.
Yeah.
But like Claire says, like sometimes you look at them and you go, I'm not sitting.
It's the smell, isn't it? They're disgusting.
Well, I've not got a sense of smell, have I?
And sometimes you go in and you think, I don't need to go that bad.
No.
Change your mind.
You're like, no, I don't need one anymore.
I will never go into the toilets at Tesco's ever again. Want to know why? Because I was so desperate for a wee. I went in and I thought, where's the urinals? I had a wee.
Oh, no.
Came out. And a woman looked at me in disgust. I didn't realise I'd gone in the women's toilet while there was a woman in one of the cubicles and she was waiting for a mate to come back out. I was distraught.
Well,
No.
that happened to me when I was at school. I
Oh,
walked down the
Claire.
corridor. I walked down the corridor, like secondary school as well. So, like, like whatever.
Oh.
So walking down, pushed the door, went into the toilet. I was like, "What? Is there two cubicles in here?" Anyway, walked further, saw the urinals, turned around, came out laughing. And then I saw my friend Rosie, and she did the exact same. So she walked out because she'd seen me just go out. She went in, and then so we both.
Hilarious.
Oh, wow.
Have you got a go-to toilet at school, Claire? Because I'm assuming there's quite a few toilets to choose from at school.
I mean, we've got staff ones. I don't use the
fair
student
enough.
ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, I use a staff one.
Do you know as well? So I think it's actually been proven that, so let's say, for example, you go to Med Hall, right? There's all those cubicles, isn't there? There's so many of them.
Yeah.
You always go right to the bottom.
Yes.
Because you think people won't have gone that
Furthest
far.
away.
The actual one that you're supposed to go to that's the cleanest is the first one. Because people always think that that's the dirtiest and that's the worst.
Yeah.
But because everyone thinks that, no one uses it.
No,
So
you're right.
actually, that's the cleanest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's also when you leave the toilets, the actual, like when you wash your hands and everything, then pulling the handle to open the door. You're like,
You've just ruined everything.
yeah. So you either wait for someone or you like use your cardie, don't you? And you're like,
I had the thing of using like the bottom of the handle. Like no one would have thought of this, and just use the bottom of the handle to get out. It's pointless.
Yeah.
and you're like,
Dirty things.
how am I going to do this? You're kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I do love a clean toilet, though. It's funny how we've gone around to talking about toilets all of a sudden.
But Do you know, it's weird though, isn't it? Like when you get older, when you're a kid, you don't care, you'll go
little
anywhere,
things.
and then you get older and you're like, no, I'm not going to that toilet.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not that desperate.
Would have weed anyway when you were about 5. Now it's an option. You don't have to.
But also, it's really annoying when your boyfriend, you're in the car, and then your boyfriend's like, oh, I need a wee. Just stops on the side of the road, gets out, goes into the forest.
Off the barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like...
Over the bridge onto someone below.
Yeah. I can't just... Like, it will be obvious, you know, if a female did that. You'd get out and you have to
squatting in a field.
Why is someone mooning me on that bridge?
Yeah, exactly.
The bush wasn't as thick as you thought it was.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like,
Well, there'll be CCTV you've not realised right next to you. YouTube famous the day after.
You are listening to The Mashup After Hours Podcast.
You might have seen that we put a post out about potholes earlier this week on Facebook on Craig's page. Well, here's a brilliant example of turning a local frustration into something creative. So in Wombourne in Staffordshire, an illustrator named Hannah Clark has found a unique way to deal with potholes. Instead of just complaining about them, she photographs the holes and draws colourful, fuzzy creatures interacting with them. So basically, she's made art out of potholes. Have you seen people like planting plants and soil and things in potholes and
that's
things?
What I thought you were going to say.
No, so this is just artwork. So she's made quite a few colourful illustrations, all different art pieces based on different sized potholes. Some of them looking like a meteorite's landed and like people are surrounding it, and all different things like dinosaurs that are extinct found in the bottom of the potholes, and various other pieces of art as well. The project has gone viral on social media and is being praised as a fun way to highlight a very real local issue. Proof that sometimes a bit of creativity can make potholes slightly more bearable, even though there are a hell of a lot in the area and a lot of people are whinging and moaning about them. I mean, you must have a lot of potholes around your area, I'm assuming. It's not just in my area. They're kind of everywhere, aren't they, at the minute?
It's everywhere.
Yeah, they're really bad.
what they need to do is we need a day or...
Take more than a day.
Maybe a few days.
Where everyone, like, you don't go out anywhere. Or you can go out, but you walk. And they just have a day, no cars on the roads, and they just fix them.
Yeah.
So you want a COVID lockdown day?
Yeah, basically. No, but you can go out to your house, out of your house, you can go to town and stuff, but you can't use your car.
Yeah.
So you can't use your car because all the roads have been fixed. And then it's everywhere. And then you're not going to have 4-way traffic lights here, there, and everywhere. And then traffic lights that don't work.
I mean, they shut the whole road down, put loads of traffic lights and cones and barriers and everything else just for a tiny pothole. And then it takes them 2 weeks to fill it in.
And then every time you drive past, there's not actually anybody.
No, there's never anybody there, is there? They just put all the traffic lights and cones and then go, right, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
I went past one the other day and it was so funny. There was one I don't think they were doing a pothole, but there was like a grassy verge and there was like a tractor with a diggery thingy doing that. And then there was one man in the van on the side of the road and he was like... he was like fully asleep, and I literally, while I was sat at this red light for like a minute, and he was fully like
snoring his head off. He's getting paid for that. He is getting paid.
I was like, I wish I had my phone.
And they get paid danger money for that kind of job, just for working on the roads. So he's sleeping and getting paid a ton loads of money for sleeping, essentially.
Danger nap.
Yeah.
Danger nap, yeah. It's so hard, isn't it? Filling the pothole in over 2 weeks. No, but it is a not just a local issue, it's a national issue, I think, at the minute. A lot of people whinging and moaning.
There was one that I saw, and they had little, these little like figures that you can get of people, and they were tiny. And it said, "Here is the pothole Olympics." And there was water in it, and there was like they'd put like a diving board and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
That's funny.
I love the creativity, though. I love how she's taken something so topical into something, just for fun, really, just to poke fun at it even
also,
more.
I feel like every single place in the country, everyone has got potholes.
I think the problem is it's the weather. So what the materials that we use our weather just deteriorates it, so they don't last. Rather than taking the road up, they just temporarily fill them, and then obviously over time.
And apparently, sometimes if they don't seal them properly around the edge, the water gets in as well. So
yeah,
and then freezes, expands, breaks, melts.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
The absolute nightmares. Another issue about living in the UK, isn't it? You don't see many potholes abroad, do you?
No.
Where there's nice weather.
Every week, we throw out a question, and you lot never disappoint. This is the question of the week.
What's the weirdest thing you've Googled recently is this week's question of the week. Like I said earlier on, I've got to filter through some of these. So I'll read out the ones that I know we can. Have you thought about this ones yourselves? Have you had a chance to have a think?
Yeah, I've got one.
I won't even read you my Google history. You'll just look at me differently. I don't want that. So Mark Taylor says, can pigeons recognise human faces? Turns out they can, and now I feel judged. Sophie Bennett says, why do cats stare at nothing? She says, I wish I hadn't read the answers on that one. That's quite a scary answer, I think.
A lot of people say it's linked with like ghosts
and spirits and stuff. Yep. Ryan Clark says, how long can cheese be left out before it becomes a science experiment is the question that he's Googled. Hema Yu says, is it normal to talk to yourself out loud? Google said yes, so I'm fine. Dan Walker, what noise does a fox actually make? He says he regrets followed immediately because it's a horrible noise, isn't it? Have you heard what foxes make? It's an awful noise. Yeah, it really is quite scary. Laura Simmons says, can you be allergic to your own air? Is that something you know the answer to, Claire Powell? Can you be allergic to your own air? No.
Hair or air?
Hair, that thing that you've got on top of your head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Claire, your face was a picture.
I thought you meant hair. I was like...
That's a TikTok clip.
My own hair. I don't have my own hair.
I love this one because I feel like everyone should know this, but Chris Nolan Googled how to fold a fitted sheet properly.
I can do that. I'm very proud that I can do that.
Really?
No, the question isn't how do you fold a fitted sheet properly. It's how do you put it on the bed without it going
flinging off the other corner. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
Anna Price, why do we get songs stuck in our heads?
Yeah.
What a random question.
And only parts of it.
Yes.
Like only like one line, and that's all you know.
Yeah, I love this one. This is very, very good. Googling, very weird. Tom Richards Googled, is a hot dog a sandwich? Good question.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Depends what angle you eat it at, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I love a hot dog. Kelly Morgan, why do we walk into rooms and forget why we went in there? As if like Google's going to go like, well, actually.
Because Karen.
James Patel says, how long would it take to walk to Spain from the UK? Just curious. I like it. Chloe Foster says, why do dogs spin before lying down? Mine does it like he's summoning something. Ben Carter says, do fish get thirsty? Don't ask, he's put. Lucy Green, can plants feel pain? Now I apologise when trimming them. Steve Harrison, final one, what happens if you swallow chewing gum? I feel like these are all common questions we would probably have already asked if we don't already know the answers to. It's quite an interesting conversation. But have you had a chance to think about what yours might be the most weirdest ones you've had recently?
So I'm more of a random person. I would much rather ask someone else the question and then they Google it and tell me the answer.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I don't really my last thing I Googled was probably like the Winter Olympics medal table.
Okay.
So it's,
Yeah. You have been obsessed with that, haven't you?
I have enjoyed the Winter Olympics.
I've heard we did
be watching the Paralympics.
Didn't we do?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Didn't we do silver on the ice sweeping?
Yeah.
Is it curling? Yeah, we did silver, didn't we? We did quite well.
Yeah. I watched that whilst on a night out. I'm not even embarrassed to say that.
I've never seen so much curling. They've got every kind of curling. They've got like men's, women's, mixed, and then there's like another one, isn't there? Like an underage one or something.
When you said every kind, I thought there was only one kind of curling.
Yeah, sweeping the air.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching curling, but literally every time I turned the telly on, it was on.
It was always, there was a lot of it.
There was like, they had to do 6 games before they actually got to a medal match, and
round robin first,
Yeah. Go on then, Miss Stephen. What's the weirdest thing you've Googled recently?
So I actually Googled this earlier today because I was listening to a podcast which led to this Google. And my Google was, does the cartel actually control all maple syrup in Canada?
Okay.
And the answer is yes. Yes, it does.
Oh, wow.
So there's, you have to have a certain license in order to sell maple syrup in Canada. It is that protected. You can't just make it and sell it. You've got to do it through a specific thing. And it started through a cartel, so they could control the maple syrup, how much it costs and everything. So it can get quite violent, or used to, should I say, get quite violent if non-licensed people would try and sell maple syrup, or if you stole maple syrup. Like, that was a big don't do that kind of thing.
Wow.
You'll get in all kinds of trouble. So yeah, the cartel runs the maple syrup game in Canada.
Wow. Mafia. The weirdest thing that I've Googled recently was literally today. And I'm going to say it's weird. I'm just genuinely curious how we make this happen. How do I speak to a human at TikTok customer services? That's the serious question, I think.
Don't think it can be done.
It can't be done. I can't speak to a human. I'm having an issue with my account. I'm trying to get someone to speak to me, and all I'm getting is automated responses. It is so frustrating. I feel like it's a topic for another episode about customer services and no one being genuine now on the phone.
Yeah, I've got a story about that.
Ooh, I think that's the whole episode. It's done and dusted. Yeah. Episode 9, though, done and dusted here. We've finished recording. We'll be physically with each other for episode 10. It's going to be our biggest and best episode yet, I do believe. We've got an amazing confession, a part 2 to a previous one that we did ask for, just to prove that we have listeners that do send in confessions and then listen to hear their confession.
And then they understand the assignment, and they understand that we say, we want to know more.
We did. We were very curious about this one, so that will be in episode 10.
I think it might be the one with the boss and the Secret Santa.
And it's the one about the orange under the chin.
Oh.
The secret affair. Remember that one?
Oh, yes.
Sleeping with me dad. Well, me boyfriend's dad, and then obviously it's that one. So that's exciting. So listen for that one, because things are spiraled in the next part. And yeah, we've got another head-to-head. It's me versus that Claire, that one there, Miss Pal. We're going head-to-head in our final for the series finale. And of course, go on.
What happens if I win that one?
You'll be the Games Master in Series 2. For the first episode.
Will we remember? Because it won't be the week after. Sometime will pass.
We will definitely remember. We will definitely.
I will remember.
Well, you will remember. Yeah, you won't forget. Ladies, done and dusted. We are finished for episode 9. Can't believe it. We're not that far away from that finale now, but it's been amazing again. Thank you so much for the love, everybody on TikTok.
Goodbye.
Yeah, well, I'll say goodbye. I'll do what she's doing. Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Love the chaos of the mashup after hours? Then don't miss John's Weekend Mashup. Live every Sunday from 9 a.m. on Crags Radio and on TikTok.